Hey guys, my name is Dan Ahmed. I am one of the solutions architects at Lachisoft, and today we are going to talk about how to migrate your existing applications from AppFabric to NCache. This is a quick how-to video, so I'm also going to demonstrate all the options that NCache provides in this case. So let's quickly get started with this. Now, first of all, let's talk about the AppFabric end-of-life issues. Now, we already know that Microsoft has discontinued AppFabric since April last year. So this means that there is no more official support for this product, no more bug fixes, any security platform or compatibility updates, any improvements or enhancements in this product. Apart from that, AppFabric is not open source, so there is no active online community to back it up. So you cannot use any online help in order to resolve any kind of issue. So this makes AppFabric a very risky product to use in a production environment because first of all, it's an obsolete product. It's not supported. And the third and the most important reason is that the cost of failure is extremely high. So migration from AppFabric needs to happen on a highest priority, and Microsoft itself recommends this. So what are the options in this case? The best and the most recommended option is to use NCache for migration. Now, the reason for this is that NCache is a 100% .NET native distributed caching solution that runs on a Windows platform. It is very feature rich, extremely stable, and gives you very easy options to replace AppFabric in your applications with NCache. Apart from that, NCache is a fully supported product where you get timely releases, timely security and compatibility updates. And let's say if you face any kind of issue, we work very closely with our customers and with you guys to actually resolve that issue as well. So NCache is a .NET native product, runs on a Windows platform, very feature rich, gives you very easy options to replace AppFabric. And then the most important reason is that NCache is a fully supported product. Now let's talk about the options that NCache provides in order for you to migrate off of AppFabric. So there are two migration options. The first one is the NCache AppFabric wrapper approach. Now this is a no-code change and the most easiest option where you don't need to change anything within your application, and then you keep using AppFabric APIs, which then call NCache APIs behind the scenes, and it is very seamless for your application. The complete wrapper code is open source and it is also available on our GitHub page. The second option or the second approach is the NCache direct APIs approach. In this approach, you would have to change some code within your application, but let me tell you, it is very straightforward, extremely easy to implement, and it gives you more control and flexibility. It also enables you to use the extended features of NCache that AppFabric completely lacks because it's a very limited product. So let's talk about the NCache AppFabric wrapper approach. Now we have certain steps that you guys use that we suggest in order to replace AppFabric with NCache using this approach. So I'm going to demonstrate all these steps here in this video as well. So let's start off with the step number one, which is removing the AppFabric assembly reference. Now I have an AppFabric sample application as you can see here. So I'm just going to go ahead and comment out the assembly reference of AppFabric here. Let's go to the second step, and which is installing the NCache wrapper in NuGet package. So let's go to the NuGet package manager here, NuGet packages, and let's go to browse and type AppFabric NCache. There we go. So it will show you the NCache AppFabric Enterprise, Professional, and Open Source NuGet packages. I'm going to focus on the Enterprise NuGet package. I've already installed it in my project here, as you can see it right here. And once you install it, you also get to, it will also deploy the NCache assemblies. So all these assemblies are also deployed in my project. So let's go back now. Now let's go to the third step, which is including the NCache wrapper assembly reference. So it's a very simple step. Let's go to the top and press enter. And I'm simply going to type using lachisoft.ncache.data caching. There we go. So that's it. Perfect. Now let's go to the fourth step, which is specifying the NCache configurations inside your application. So all you have to do is just go to the app.config file. Inside the app settings section, as you can see here, there are certain cache configurations. So first of all, let's focus on the cache ID, which is the name of the cache where this application will connect to. In our case, we have the AppFabric NCache test. Then, we have some expiration tags here as well. So by default, expiration is set to true, and the expiration time is 15 minutes by default. You can also change it as per your own requirement as well. Let's go back. And before we run the application, let me quickly tell you how this works. So first of all, we're using the data cache factory to initiate the cache connection. As you can see, it's the AppFabric API. So if you go to the prepare client, let's go inside this method. As you can see, it's getting the cache name, and then it's calling the data cache factory.getCache method here. So this will initiate the connection to the cache for your application. Let's go back. After that, it will run some test in the application. So let's go inside this one. So since this is a quick how-to video, I'm gonna focus on the CRUD operations. Let's go inside any one of the methods here. Let's go into the first one and select the first one here as well. So here you can see we're using the add method API, which is the data cache.add API of AppFabric. Now, if I go inside the data cache, you can see, these are all the AppFabric APIs that we have implemented in the NCache AppFabric wrapper, that your application will use. So basically your application will call these APIs, and behind the scenes, these APIs will resolve into NCache APIs, and NCache will be used behind the scenes. And your application will not notice any difference in this case. So let's go back, and let's go back again and again. Now I have already configured the NCache environment in my end. As you can see, I have AppFabric NCache test cache hosted on 2 nodes here, yes. And I've also opened, by the way, just to let you know, we have another video published on our website, which you can use to configure NCache in your environment, install it, create caches, and stuff like that. So you can use that as a reference as well. I've also opened the monitor for this cache, as you can see, and for report view, I've also opened the statistics view of this cache as well. Let's go back and go to the project again, and let's run this application. There we go. Let's open this one, and there we go. Perfect. So now we can see the application has finished this execution. We are seeing some output in the command prompt here. And if I go back, you can see in the NCache web monitor, we have 2 clients connected, one client connected to both nodes, some requests coming in, count is increased. And if I go to statistics, you can see client is connected to both nodes, and there's some count on this cache, which means that there are some items present in the cache now. There we go. Now there's one more comment that I wanted to add. Let me quickly go back. There we go. So all these messages that you are seeing here, specifically the exceptions. Now these are the exact same messages or the exact same exception type that you would receive from AppFabric. So we're keeping the exact same experience in the wrapper approach, so you won't notice any difference between AppFabric and NCache while using this this specific approach here. Now there's another thing that I wanted to show you guys here. So let me quickly close this one and go back to the website. There we go. So all these steps that we have performed, these are already published on our website in the documentation. So you can even use this documentation as a reference to follow the NCache AppFabric wrapper approach. And the same sample application along with the wrapper code, we have also, as I mentioned, it's open source. So it is also available on our GitHub page as well, as you can see right here. So you can also download this sample along with the wrapper code and then, test it on your end, review it, and see how this works. So guys, this was all in regards to the NCache AppFabric wrapper approach. Now let's talk about the NCache Direct APIs approach. Now I have another sample here. It's the same sample application. Let me bring it up. There we go. Now in this application, instead of using the data.caching API of assembly of NCache, we're going to use the alachisoft.ncache.client assembly. So in order for you to use that, you have to install the NCache NuGet package. So let's go to the NuGet package manager. Go to browse and type NCache. There we go. There we go. So alachisoft.ncache.sdk. This is the enterprise NuGet package that you would need to install in your application. I've already installed it here. So as you can see here, I have the alachisoft NCache SDK installed. And again, this will deploy all the NCache assemblies in your application. Let's go back. Now, in order for you to see the difference, now instead of using data cache factory, we're using the iCache interface of NCache client assembly. This is to use, in order to create a connection between your client and the application. So let's go to the prepare client now. And if you can see now, we're getting the cache name, and we are simply using the cache manager.getCache, which is the iCache method here. This will initiate the cache connection for your application. Let's go back, and after that we'll run some sample tests again. So we'll open the exact same method here as well. There we go, and there we go. Now previously we were using the myDefaultCache.add, but now we're going to use the cache.add method of NCache existing direct API. You can see iCache.add. So as you can see, there's nothing much of a difference between these two APIs here. So these are very similar to each other as well. So let's go ahead and let me actually go back and try to run the application now. Go back again, and let's run the application. There we go. And let's open the monitor again. Perfect. So you can see the application has finished its execution. It's able to perform all the operations as you can see here. And if I go back, you can see the clients are connected to both nodes again. Some requests coming in. The count increased as well. So if I go to statistics view, you can see again the count is increased to 8 here as well. So this is how simple it is as well. If I go back to the application, and let me bring another comment here as well. So you can see, there was a very slight difference between the NCache API as well as the AppFabric API, and that's the reason why I mentioned that it's a very little code change in your application. You don't have to, make massive changes within the application, because the APIs are very similar to each other as well. And let's say if you wanna still review the NCache APIs and AppFabric APIs differences, we have a page available for that as well. As you can see here, AppFabric API versus NCache API. This will list down all the APIs of AppFabric and their alternative NCache APIs as well for all the operations. So guys, this was all in regards to the NCache direct APIs approach. Now, what are the next steps here? First of all, I would highly encourage you guys to download the NCache free 60-day trial version, where you get a fully working product in trial, which you can use for your own testing purposes. And in order for you to do that, you can simply go to our website, and that is the lachisoft.com. And if you go and click on the download button on the top here, it will open the NCache Download Center. So for .NET Edition, you can see we have certain installers here. So you can install any version of NCache for either on Windows or Linux in order for you to use NCache instead of AppFabric. Secondly, I would also suggest that you try the NCache Playground here. Now this will give you a pre-configured sandbox session where you would have 2 node cluster, and in this cluster you would be able to edit and run .NET and Java samples here. So this will not require you to do any sort of pre-installation, any configuration on your end. This is available on our website, and once you install it on your once you install NCache on your machine, you also get this as part of the NCache installation. And in order for you to try that, you can simply go to our website again, and on each page on the top right, you can see the Try Playground button, as you can see here. We'll click on it. This will open the NCache Playground, and this is the sandbox session here. We have another video where we have provided all the details on how to use the NCache Playground. So I would highly strongly recommend that you go ahead and view that video, and then see how you can play around with NCache Playground feature. And guys, finally, I would also suggest that you schedule a personalized NCache demo, because this way you get to learn about the complete NCache architecture, all the features of NCache, and how they can benefit your use case and how you can use NCache in your environment. So it's a very good opportunity for you to do that as well. And in order for you to do that, you can simply again go to our website and schedule a personalized demo by filling up this form here. So guys, this was all in regards to the NCache migration, the AppFabric migration to NCache, all the steps, all the options that we discussed in this video. If you still have any more questions, just feel free to reach out. And I thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a good day.